Hello, my name is Christopher Holcomb, and I'm a seminarian studying for the Diocese of Pensacola-Tallahassee here at St. Vincent de Paul Regional Seminary. This is my third year at St. Vincent de Paul, having just completed my pre-theology program in the spring and starting theological studies this fall. If you talk to 100 seminarians, you'll hear 100 different answers to the question, what drew you to the priesthood? It's really a personal call, and you'll find that for some men, it's like this sudden flashpoint, and for others, it's this gradual realization. And for people like me, it's this slow yes that takes many years in order to say. I probably first felt the call to the priesthood as a child around the time of my first communion. I grew up in a Catholic environment, attending Catholic schools and being immersed in my faith as an altar server, later on in college being involved in campus ministry and other activities. And so I felt very much close to my faith, to Christ, to the saints, and to the community of believers as well. Nonetheless, there was this resistance on my part to say yes to the priesthood. I think partly because I wanted it to be a decision of my own rather than just saying yes to something that many people were suggesting would be a good thing for me or something that they saw in me. After college, I went to film school, which was an interesting few years of experience before coming back home to Pensacola, Florida, and serving as a youth minister at my home parish and as a teacher at my high school, Pensacola Catholic High School. I did that for 8 years, and it was very fulfilling, but I still felt this tug in my heart that I just knew that I needed to eventually pursue this discernment, this call to the priesthood. And it wasn't until about a year before I entered seminary that I began spiritual direction, talking to a priest and sharing with him how I felt the Lord working in my life. And it was during that period that I went to a discernment retreat in Tallahassee, and it was there that I really came to realize that at least going to seminary is something I could try, it's something I could do. And I felt very comfortable because of the welcome I felt there. Nonetheless, I was still filled with trepidation on the journey to seminary. It was a big shift, especially for someone who's a little bit older in their 30s rather than someone coming right out of college. And so I had a lot of trepidation and fear going in, but what really set apart the journey for me and made me want to really buy in fully was first off the welcome here when I arrived for orientation, not only from the faculty and staff, but from the fellow seminarians. It's one thing to think, I'm feeling these crazy thoughts of being called to the priesthood, but having it all in your head and doing that alone, but to do that with others, with brothers, and to really share the fact that God is working in each of our lives, that's one of the most profound things about seminary. And the other thing was that we had a retreat pretty soon after arriving, and it was there that I really felt this overwhelming calm here at St. Vincent de Paul to pursue this vocation, to discern this vocation. And I felt the Lord telling me the words that he told Christ at his baptism, "You are my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased." And it was really in hearing those words that I felt grounded in being here in this community. And ever since then, I've just enjoyed the formation so much, the intellectual pursuits, the spiritual pursuits, the human formation, and our pastoral outreach, which I'm so glad we're able to do again in person this year. And then one other aspect that's been just a true blessing is the overwhelming generosity I've experienced from people at home writing letters, from people like you donating money, and so many others, including yourselves, who support us by your prayers. It's really an amazing experience to be here and have so many things provided for. We're very, very fortunate, very blessed by your generosity to allow us this space in our lives, whether we discern to become a priest or whether we discern to follow the Lord in other ways. Having this time separate from kind of the grind of society and daily life really allows us to discern God's call, and it's really because of the space that you've allowed us through your generosity that is possible. So again, I thank you so much for everything you've done, and please be assured of our prayers. I pray for the benefactors every day, and so many people have touched my life that I just want to serve God and his people so much. Thank you so much, and may God bless you always.